Boom. Alrighty. So today I'm working on this illustration of Anuki and Avi, my two characters. They're like camping in the woods, and Avi fell asleep in Anuki's lap. And I just want to go through and just break down what I'm thinking about and how I'm going about this whole process. So OBS is recording. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, yeah. So let me see. I'm gonna go all the way back, turn off these layers, the landscape layer, boom. All right, I'm gonna go all the way down here, scroll down. Wait, I gotta find the original file. This isn't even the original file. Let me see. Okay, so this is where I started from. And turn this layer off, that layer off, and just go here. All right, so all these right here are my thumbnail sketches. I'm trying to figure out what I want to draw. I knew I wanted to draw my two characters in the forest camping out or something. So here's the first few sketches, 1, 2, and like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or something like that. But yeah, I was trying to figure out what the best composition was going to be. And I eventually just came to this point right here. I like this, them chilling. At first I was going to have like Avi reading a book and stuff, but as I got farther into the process, so I picked this top right one right here. I got farther into the process, I sketched this out, rendered this out some more, the trees and stuff. And I still have Avi reading a book at this point, because at this point I'm just worrying about the background and where I want my characters to be in. So, yep, and then we move on, and what's the difference between this and this? Oh, yeah. Okay, so check it out, look. So here, this is okay, but I made like one subtle change that I think really helps this piece. And here's what I did. This big tree right here in the middle, I wanted to make more of a difference in the planes of the background, foreground, and midground. And right now, everything just looks like it's on the midground. Besides like these rocks up here and stuff, the stuff is on the foreground, but everything else is pretty much midground. And what I wanted to do is just mix it up a little bit. And so what I did is brought this tree right here, that's kind of in the middle, and just brought it closer to the camera, basically. So boom, yeah. So I made it larger, drew behind it and stuff, and I think it looks a lot better than this first one. You can just tell. You can differentiate the planes of the background, background, foreground, and midground easier, and so that's why I made that bigger. So once I got that going, I wanted to actually separate it, foreground, midground, background. So that's where all this color comes from. So I started with the foreground. So I had the foreground, separate this, darkest value that's closest to the camera. I got the midground, everything right there, and then I have the foreground, everything right there. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready to move on to the next step, and I move on to the what's it called? I move on to a bigger canvas. I just wanted to try it. So instead of a 1920 by 1080 canvas, I changed it to a 3840 by 2160. And the only difference in these two canvas sizes is that it's bigger, but I looked it up and like this canvas size would be a 4K resolution, and so that's why I just wanted to try that. And so once I got my bigger canvas, I open this up, and I just copy and paste all of this right here, all these layers onto this new canvas, new file. I'm like, okay, boom. And then I have the idea, like I can probably play with color palettes right here. And so that's what I start doing here. I start with color palettes and what I want the mood to feel like, here. So I have palette. Wait, hold up. Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know why it's called palette 2, but yeah. Here is the 4 palettes I was trying to choose from. I knew I wanted the scene to be at nighttime so that the campfire could stand out some. So like the red and the green were gonna work. So I wanted to lean towards the bluer tones and stuff like that, and have that type of color palette. And so once I decided on that, I just moved on to that one, yep, the purple one, and enlarged it. And then that's when I start working on the characters a little bit. Let me see, what's the original sketch? Boom. Yeah, so here to there, boom. I'm trying to figure out how I want my characters to be seated in the scene. And I figured I wanted Avi to be in her lap, like she fell asleep there or something. And so once I got that done, I got my characters done. Boom. I move them back up here. Actually, yeah, there we go. Actually, figure that out. Flip them so that they're facing the right way in the composition wise. And then that's when I lower the opacity on this layer, and then I put the lines on for the landscape. Lines on, what? I draw over this and do my line work. Let me see. So I got my foreground. Hold up, what? Hold up. Oh, there we go. That's why. Boom. Okay, yeah. So let me see. So before I even start with color, I want to get rid of that too. So, oh yeah, no, I have this layer on, and I'm literally just drawing over it, doing my line work over this, over that layer down here, the background layer. Turn that off, and then I fill in my colors. Boom, foreground colors. And while I'm doing my colors, I'm trying to keep everything cool because I want the scene to be at nighttime. And it really helps if my colors are cool, especially when I put this multiply layer in of purple. That really helps. So yeah, the foreground, background, and then my background colors. And with the background, I wanted to be I wanted to be more atmospheric. And so I start putting in gradients and stuff. I use this layer, I put it on the brightness color setting, whatever what it's called. And basically I just use like this purple color, put it on brightness, and then it still has that gradient effect. So I like that. And then I put my characters in. Oh, wait. Yeah, put my characters in, line work, boom. Color them, flat, and then base colors, and there we go. And so this is the point where I'm at right now. I am getting started with all the lighting and stuff. As soon as I put the multiply layer in, that's when the scene really comes together, because here, I know it's gonna be at nighttime, but once I put in that multiply layer, I really get that sense of it being nighttime and stuff. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna keep on working on it and finish it up today, and probably just skip till when I'm done, I guess, and just break down what else I do. I've been recording for 10 minutes already. That's crazy. Okay, boom, I clicked the button. Let's go. So yesterday, I went ahead and finished this piece up. I'm like, this turned out way better than I would have imagined for it. And I'm just going to quickly talk about how I got to this point and what I did throughout the process to get this looking like this. So let's get started. Okay. So it's the next day. Like I said, I finished this piece yesterday, And I just want to talk about what some of the finishing touches that I did to get this piece to where it was at. I think yesterday, where I left off recording was, let me turn off all these layers. I left off with just flat colors, I'm pretty sure. So that's where I'm gonna get back to. Yeah. So like right here, this is where I left off at. So first of all, what I'm pretty sure I did was right away I changed this layer, the color settings on it. I changed it from multiply. I changed that to overlay, and I think that looks so way better. Uh, the main reason why is because when I have it on the multiply layer, the multiply color setting, the colors are just too dark. Like, yes, it does look like it's nighttime, but it just doesn't. I think it's just too dark for this piece. But when I was playing around with these color settings, messing around with them, I went down here and chose overlay, and it was like perfect for what I was trying to go for. Um, Later on in the process, I just flipped the canvas, and so that's why my characters are over here on this side instead of over on the right side instead of on the left side. I think it just looks better left to right like this. But yeah, once I got that overlay layer in, I what I do? I started messing with, let me see, with rim lighting and stuff. And so that's what this layer is. I took, let's see, turn this off. No, it's fine. I just took this, like, I'm trying to color pick it. I took like a grayish type, purple type color, and went on top of the overlay color so that it's not like that. Like, that looks cool too, but I just did it on top so it's brighter. I put it on top of the overlay layer. And so now I have like this second source of lighting coming in. Uh, and so that like works as a rim light for maybe like the moon in the right hand corner of the forest, wherever the moon is. As you can see, I have all these rim lights and leaves on the branches of the tree everywhere, and all that color is like a grayish type color. Let me see, it's just like a gray type color. So wherever I was at, whatever I was trying to put rim light on, I made sure I got that color and just desaturated it pretty much. So leaves, boom, boom. You can see the difference. I desaturated the color. Trees, I made the color brighter and desaturated it a little bit. And that's what I just did everywhere throughout the piece, even on the characters, where I added rim light on Anuki's hair here, Avi's hair. And yeah, what I thought was really cool was on this overlay layer, I put this like shine in on the hair, and I've never actually done that before. And so when I did it, I was like, that looks dope. So I had to keep it. But moving on, I start messing with the fire, add some glows, hard light. Wait, what? What is the hard light? There is no hard light. I didn't didn't even use that. All right, but I had the screen layer. I had a layer set on the color setting screen, and I just added this red glowish effect to the fire. It really makes the piece stand out. It makes you pay attention to the characters over here, and I like that. So after I got the fire done, I wanted to work more on the background and make it feel more like it was at nighttime. And so that's when I added this gradient in to re-add that darkness of it being nighttime. Because before I had the overlay layer set to multiply and it was too dark, but at the same time I still like the sense of it being dark because it's at nighttime. So that's what I add this gradient in. It's like dark purple gradient, and again I put it on the overlay because it just looks better, I would have to say. It like saturates the colors but darkens it at the same time. So that's normal. the normal purple. This is multiply. I think that's too dark. But then I put it on overlay, boom, and it like saturates the image, but also makes it darker at the same time, and that was like perfect. So I use that for the background and the characters with the shadows down here. And so after that, I added some color dodge up here in the trees, just for like that, maybe like some moonlight coming through the trees or something. I did some overpainting in the eyes of the character, not too much on the faces, a little something something. And then after that, what did I do? I just had this regular normal layer with this red color. I took an airbrush and just went over that just to add more atmosphere to the piece. And I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it with this piece. I added my signature, and then that's it pretty much. But I'm really proud of how this turned out. It's definitely giving me graphic novel type, comic type vibes, and that's kind of what I'm going for too with my art style. Like for real, I really enjoyed making this piece. My two characters, Avi and Nanuki. This is definitely one of my better pieces I've made in the past month or two. I don't know, but yeah, this is it. What did I call this? So I'm just gonna open up the actual finished image real quick. So yeah, this is the final image. So to recap, I started off with thumbnail sketches, and after refining the sketch, I put a line over it, I colored it, and then I added effects to it.